Shalom. Allah start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakak Gadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's pushing this truth across four corners of the earth in all fear, truth, and sincerity. This Amawana Bad back again sitting. I just want to go into about this article I ran into on time. So I'm gonna get into it. It says the worst spring drought on record is putting U.S. crops at risk. So I'm gonna read this article. It said the United States experienced its worst spring drought on record last month, with more than 6% of land in the lower 48 states experiencing moderate drought or worse. The drought has sparked the alarm among farmers and environmentalists across the country who warn that food supplies may be impacted and wildfires may be blight areas where they are not usually seen. The drought conditions are concentrated in the southeast, where moderate to exceptional drought covered 99.81% of the region at its peak in April, according to the U.S. Drought Monitor. Severe to exceptional drought covered more than 80% of the region, the highest level in April since the monitor began collecting data in 2000. I'm go on down. Said the drought has been building for some time. Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina experienced record dry conditions between September 2025 and March 2026, with records dating back to 1895. While heavy rain in the South last week erased conditions in the Deep South and Texas, the U.S. Drought Monitor said that drought conditions remain mostly unchanged across southeastern Alabama, Georgia, and northwestern Florida, where soil moisture and stream flows remain extremely low. National Ocean and Atmospheric Administration (NOAA), if I'm saying it right, excuse me, I'm saying it wrong, found that January through March was the driest on record for the continental U.S. with participation. Excuse me, with participation. I'm really going. I'm saying it wrong. Participation over less than 7% of average. And these dry conditions have expanded to nearly the largest extent of drought since November 2022. The drought is threatened to have a severe impact on major agricultural crops, from wheat farmers in Kansas to vegetable farmers in Georgia. So this drought, is causing a problem for, the farmers. And it's in Kansas and Georgia, where, out there in those fields, they plant their seeds and so forth, to grow their vegetables and fruits and all that stuff like that. The day is just dry. This drought is affecting the farmers, man. So it's gonna cause some problems, man. It's gonna be a shortage of, vegetables and stuff like that, and food, or fruits and stuff, It's gonna cause some problems, man. But hey, this is the judgment that Lord Yahushua is bringing on upon America, Babylon Great. And the prophecies of the famine, it's gonna come upon this place. But read some more of this. The poor conditions, low yields come at a time when farmers are already struggling due to tariffs The rising cost of fertilizer resulting from the war in Iran. Virginia farmer Billy Band, 81, told a local CBS News affiliate that this year, his 58th year planting crops, is the worst drought he has ever seen. Yeah, that's telling. We had to stop planting because it is so dry, Band said, adding that the cost of his farm have gone up in the wake of fuel crisis sparked by Iran war is very costly per day, especially when you are looking at diesel fuel prices at $4 for off-road and over $5 on-road. So just another cost when you have dry weather. For wheat farmers across the Great Plains, those late April to early May weeks are crucial as winter wheat begins to mature before the summer harvest. Yet the U.S. Department of Agriculture forecast that this year's wheat acreage will be the lowest since 1919. What else we got? It said Rachel Rachel Siltus. I'm saying that wrong. Maybe it says Siltus. Senior policy director from the Climate and Energy Program at the Union of Concerned Scientists, wrote last week that climate change was fundamentally altered conditions of U.S. agriculture, creating unprecedented risks and uncertainties for livelihoods of farmers and ranchers. Those conditions could raise food prices for customers, she added. So, the food price, the price of food is not going to slow down. Because of this drought. Not just with the situation with the tariffs or what's going on in Iran. Yeah, that's it's part of it. But with this drought, and like I say, man, it's gonna come to a point. Things gonna get so ridiculous high that you're gonna have to make a decision. Either buy this or that. But yeah, it's not looking good. Let me see. So dry conditions have fueled wildfires even in wetland environments like the South Florida Everglades. These wildfires have already burned 120,000 acres of land in Florida this year. According to NASA, the current drought is the most widespread and severe effect in the state since 2012. Florida has got one of the worst fire seasons maybe in the last 30 or 40 years, or it's turned out to be that way. Florida Agriculture Commissioner Wilton Simpson, if I'm saying right, told CBS in late April. Let's see. In Georgia, Governor Brian Kemp declared a state of emergency in 91 counties in late April as wildfires burned across the southeast of the state, allowing the state National Guard to respond to affected areas. The Georgia Forest Commissioner responded to 0 new wildfires in the state of May 7th, the first day with no new fires in the state since December 2025. So these wildfires, it's coming about. Florida, Georgia. It's gonna happen more because of the drought. It's in wetlands. Where it's wet, it's drying out. And wildfires are coming about. In those places, and it was just a fire that broke out. I think it was last night in Florida, at the Everglades in Florida. But yeah, man. This lawyer Yahweh Bashan Shai bringing the judgment upon this place in America, Babylon Great, with this drought, man. So I'm gonna get the scriptures to back this up. This is Jeremiah 50:38. A drought is upon her waters; they shall be dried up. For it is the land of graven images. They are mad upon their idols. You know, cause hey, the Lord Yahushua, you know, he bring the drought upon this place, America, Babylon, great. You know, and then you know he just, you know, it's drying up. You know, the plagues, man. I said the plagues of the Lord Yahushua is coming upon this place, man. You know, famine. You know, you know, Lord Yahushua bring that. It's gonna bring the famine upon this place, man. You know, these pestilences, diseases, right? With this Hantavirus virus situation, you know, it's gonna get, it's gonna get real serious times out here. You know, it's gonna be you might have places of power outages going down the cities. You know, going dark. You know that could happen. You know, the going dark. Now no power getting cut off. You know that could come about. You know, so that's the things. You know, that's that's happening now and it's gonna happen. You know, Lord Yahushua bringing the judgment upon this place, America, Babylon the Great. You know, this land of graven the land of graven images. You know, this place, America, Babylon the Great. You know, is idols. You know, a lot of people idol worship. You know, whether it be statues or whatever it may be. You know, people, whatever it may be, right? You know, because Lord Yahushua, Yahweh is a jealous power. You know. He don't want no power to be more, knowledge, but him. You know, Yahweh outside. You know, not these false, gods or and these people worshiping these people out here, man. That that can't save you. You know, that so. But the Lord Yahweh is bringing, at a extreme drought upon this place, America, Babylon Great. Said, like I say, I just read the article. Said it's the worst in years, right? They have seen, And like I said, it's gonna cause food prices going up, and I say it's gonna be like famine. Like I said, it's gonna be a shortage of, you go to the store, gonna be a shortage of vegetables and fruits or bread or whatever. Things that usually you see that be stocked up gonna be, not stocking up because of this drought. It's continue to get worse. But like I said, these players, I'm not gonna slow down. The Lord Yahweh is going to bring down these this place, America, Babylon the Great. And take down these so-called white people, Esau eating my devils, you red eating my devils out of power, man. That's the times that we in. And the Lord Yahweh, excuse me. The Lord Yahweh is going to have mercy only upon the elect of the Israelites, of the so-called Negro, Latino natives, which are the Israelites. Hopefully, I'm probably right your number, and those that believe, because if you ain't know the number, you don't have to deal with the judgments, right? That the Lord Yahweh has prepared for this place, America, Babylon Great. Now and going forward. So I'm gonna go from there to Ezekiel 5:16. When I shall send upon the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and I will send to destroy you. I will increase the famine upon you. I will break your staff of bread. So that's what the Lord Yahweh shall send upon this place, America, Babylon the Great. He gonna send a famine. That's gonna have a lot of people out here dying of lack of food. And it ain't gonna stop. It's going to increase. All I say, most of the people here in America, Babylon the Great, is, they are out of shape. Gluttony. They gluttony demon. They constantly just cramming their mouth with all this food, fast food, or whatever. And it's gonna come a point where there ain't gonna be no food to really, to be found. It's gonna be, rally, of it. They're gonna be out here searching, scrambling, right? Because that's what's coming. The Lord Yahweh is bringing upon this place. And like I said, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, that's gonna be mandatory. and it could be mandatory about this hunter virus. They they pushing on people. Pushing the agenda, whatever. Trying to get people, pay attention or panic about it, whatever. But it's gonna lead to where that could be where the RFID chip, the marker beats be. It could become mandatory where you gotta take this chip to be tracked, and to to know if you got the hunter virus, or like I say, scripture say buy and sell as well. Revelation 13, you're gonna have to have the RFID chip to buy and sell. Cause this economy is fit to go down, crash. The stock market eventually is gonna crash. So that's what's ahead, man. But I'll go from there. Ezekiel 5:17. So I will send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord Yahweh, have spoken. Yahweh Bashem Shah. So, hey, so that's what that Lord Yahweh trying to bring upon this place in America, Babylon the Great, and those that ain't right. 2/3 Israelites that ain't right. That 2/3 of the number. That that's not of that righteous number. Those that not of the 144,000, the elect. It's not gonna have mercy by the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shah in these times. 2/3 of Israel, gonna have to deal with the wrath and judgment that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shah has set up for them. Those that didn't repent, those that didn't believe in the truth that the apostles and the elders and brother grandmas don't teach, week in, week out, and so that's what's coming, man. Wild, different animals, like I say, wild, different newly created beasts and wild animals that you'll get judged by, like I say, these pestilent diseases, this hunter virus. We'll see how, we'll see, how that's gonna play out as far as increasing cases and this and that, whatever it may be, how that goes about. But knowing the time that we're in, the Lord Yahweh Shai bring that plagues upon this place, America, Babylon the Great, man. It's only gonna get worse, man. It's not gonna get no better. We're at the end of this wicked, rulership of the so-called white man, the so-called, white people, the Edomite devils, that's empowered, So I didn't want to make this too long, so I hope this was edifying. So again, I like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahshua, Bahashem, Kakadash, to the apostles, elders, to the Sisakian brothers, to the few Akwaf sisters that do listen, keep the faith, and Yahshua keep fighting with that. Say Shalom.